What's up, guys? Chasing Lane. We're here with episode number 105 of The Journey. In today's episode's the new season, which means new signings. It's very simple. It's a transfer special kind of day, and we're still at Wealdstone because, try as I might, nobody wants us yet. So we're staying, I guess. Anyway, like, subscribe, ring the bell. I'll see you after this intro. So I'll be honest, we're going to get straight into it because we've got 22 new signings to meet, which is an awful lot, and I don't want this episode to be 22 minutes long. Let's see how well I do. First player in is Philippe Stoop. He is a Dutch 18-year-old right back signed from Manchester United with good physicals, good mentals, and if we can get his technicals up, I think he's a star at this level. He's followed by our new first choice goalkeeper, Josiah John, who joins us from Chelsea's England under-18 international, and aside from the suspect pace and acceleration, which means he's going to struggle as a sweeper keeper, actually a pretty solid goalkeeper who I think can play well above Vanarama National level, but we'll see how that goes. He will start for us though. Jordan Chilvers joins on a free from Southampton. He can play all the way up the middle and, well, on the left-hand side, so he's a nice little utility player for us, with a lot of room to grow, I think, and just a generally good all-round player. Should do a pretty spectacular job at this level, and I think will create a few goals. Jordan Newby is an Irish left-back joining us from Spurs, and he will play for us. He'll be our first-choice left-back this season. I think he's better than Luke Daly, so we're going to give him a go as our first-choice left-back. Has that delicious pace, has those good mentals. Technicals are where he could end up falling behind Luke Daly, but I guess we'll see how that goes. Tom Constable is a striker slash right winger, joins us from Fulham. I don't think he's a starting player, but if he gets in the side, he is going to be devastating. He's very, very quick, and if we can just turn him into a finisher, we might have a quality player here. Starting more regularly will be Caden Birchin, a right winger who can also play up top, also has that pace, has that agility. His mentals are absolutely on point. And actually, his technicals are pretty special. He's even good in the air, which is very, very rare for a winger. And as a striker, probably good enough to be a bit of a target man up top, should we need him to. It says they're pressing forward, which is interesting. But I think he could be a decent target man. Either way, he joins us from Spurs, and we're going to see if he can get results for us. Novice, if you want to take a better look at any of these players, feel free to pause it. I just didn't want this, as I said, to be a 30-odd minute video. So next up is Thanasis Savidis, joins us from Crystal Palace. He is a left winger predominantly, though he does lack a bit of pace. So I'm going to have to try and develop him. I may actually load him out just to see if that helps. I will be working on his pace, but he should get there. We'll see. Yasser Koudair is an Iraqi under-20 international, a defender, can play it all the way across the back. Again, lacking in pace, but we can work with that, and he joins us from Chelsea. I think he's actually going to grow very quickly this season, and he should become a regular first teamer, I reckon, by around Christmas. And apparently has potential to be a League 2 standard player, so we'll see how that goes. Adam Broad is a central midfielder who can also play as an attacking midfielder. He joins us from Aston Villa's very prodigious academy. He's got the pace, he's got mentals, he's got some technicals. Again, could become a big player for us and should be pushing for a first-team spot by the end of the season, you would imagine. Josephus Franson is a Belgian centre-half slash right-back joining us from Liverpool. His technicals, I'll be honest, are not fantastic. His mental could be a little bit better. His determination is a worry. I'm hoping I can get that mental out of him. But otherwise, his physicals are pretty strong. And I think if he gets in the side, he will eventually establish himself. But it might be a slow burner. Lucas Davis is a striker who joins us from Southampton. Again, all these players are very young, 18 years old, but he's quick. His mentals are pretty much what I want him to be. He's got a perfectionist personality, and he can finish and has composure, which at this level could be enough to get you 30 goals a season. So it's very possible he may find his way into the team sooner or later, depending on whether or not our regular strikers can actually, hit the ground running. Darren Lee also comes from Southampton. He's an under-19 goalkeeper for Ireland, and probably going to be our third, fourth choice keeper this year. He's been brought in for the future. In fact, I meant to put him on the development list. We'll do that now whilst I'm thinking about it. And yeah, hopefully he'll develop. He does have good goalkeeping skills though, so this 2-star rating could be a bit misleading. We'll find out in time because I'm probably going to rotate the players quite a lot this season. It's such a big squad now that I can actually afford to do it for a change. Talking of which, Ricardo Edwards is a goalkeeper from Trinidad and Tobago, another youngster, joins us from Spurs. Very good again in goalkeeping skills. Not so good on the mental or physical, but we will, and I've again not marked it, we will try and loan him out for development this season. But if he has to play, it won't be a problem. I feel like he is going to be good enough at this level to be a backup. I am also going to look to move probably Harry Tyrer on because he's not going to play at all this season, if I'm completely honest. Now, I brought some reinforcements in attacking midfield as well. Jordi Matute is a Spaniard who joins us from Chelsea. I'll probably be using him mostly as an attacking midfielder or an advanced playmaker in here, where he is very, very good. His pace is lacking, which is why I'm not looking at him as a winger in the first instance. But if he can get into the box, he will score goals. Actually, his long shots aren't bad either. He will be a real danger for us in the number 10 role. Eric Ansel is a Ghanaian under-20 international who joins us from Arsenal, can play at fullback on both sides and should not take long to force his way into our first team. His physicals are exactly where I'd like them to be at this level. He has League 2 potential. I like his mentals. His technicals need work, but they should improve rapidly with football, with first team football. So we're just going to have to hope that he comes as good as I think he ought to. I think we've actually built a team here that could be strong enough for promotion already. Omar Smith comes in from Southampton, another 18-year-old. He can play in every central position from centre-half to midfield to striker. He can't play fully as an attacking midfielder yet, but I'm sure he'll learn in due course because all our players go through those phases where they're learning stuff. He is very much well for the future. In fact, I will probably put him on the development list while I think about it. Like I said, came from Southampton. Definitely a player assigned for potential rather than current ability. Although his physicals are very good and his mentals are bad, he does need to get that game time into him because I can't work out why it thinks he's strongest as a midfielder when he's clearly better at tackling and finishing. We'll figure it out. Hopefully a season on loan and he'll come back a more complete and obvious type of player. Next up, another player we've used on the series before. Jake Hewitt joined us on loan from Southampton for the second time in this series. Actually was originally with us on loan at Gresford in that first season we were there and did a very good job for us. Went back to Southend and became more or less a first team regular until last season. So we are going to see if he can step up for us. He has got better since we were last here. I went back and checked. He has got better since we last had him with us, and I think could slot in nicely as centre half. He will be a regular for us this season. Even if he hasn't got much growth potential, he should be good enough just to help us do what we need to do for this year. Because you can never have enough goalkeepers, Jonathan Matchett has joined us. He's a Northern Irish under-19 international. He comes from Wolves. His physicals are a problem at the moment, but his goalkeeping is pretty spectacular. And again, we are going to loan this guy out and just see what he develops into because he is down as our 6th choice goalkeeper at the moment. And I feel like that's a sign he should be playing elsewhere. So that's the plan for him. But keep an eye out because we've got 3 guys here who could be contending for our goalkeeper in the next couple of seasons. Now, you guys know Trayvon Fordyce. He was here last season, the Guyanese centre-half / defensive midfielder. We had him on loan from MK Dons. Played a few times for us, including in the promotion playoffs. And was decent, so I gave him a contract. I don't know if he'll prove worth it, but we gave him a contract because he contributed. And that's basically the story with Trayvon Fordyce. Ikey Morton has joined us from Bournemouth. He is a centre-half, left-back, left wing-back. Definitely has potential, has the physicals, has some of the mentals, not all of them, but some of the mentals, and decent enough technicals to get us going where we need to be. He's actually, I would argue, better as a left-back than he is as a centre-half, but we'll use him when we need to use him. He'll probably come off the bench for a little while just until he establishes himself. But again, one for the future. That's kind of been the mantra for this window. I mentioned making loans permanent. We also made Rashid Kamara's loan permanent. He was with us from Bromley last year, played very, very well for us, established himself as our starting right back, and his performances last year were good enough for me to award him a contract. And essentially the story there, it's not a deep or interesting story, but yeah, he played so well for us last season that his contract was up, so I offered him one because that felt like a good plan. Joshua Seabury comes in on a free. He's a centre-half slash right back, 24 years old, with under 19 caps for Ireland. He actually was released by Newport County at the end of last season, where he'd been playing at this level fairly well, played better the season before, it has to be said, but he's established himself at this level and has played in League Two, which is going to be important for us, I would suggest. And yeah, we're going to just have him there to be that kind of experienced player we can put in there where we need to. Officially our fourth best right back, it says, but I figure he probably figures somewhere in there for our centre halves as well. He's going to be a key squad player, so we'll see what we can do with Joshua Seabury. And we have also spent some money in this window, and that's the last player we're going to show you. And it is, of course, that man, Manu Wales, has joined us on a permanent. He scored 17 goals in 44 games for us in the league last season. How could I not spend our entire transfer budget on him after a season like that? We know how good he is already, and we saw obviously last year 44 league appearances, 17 goals, 6 assists, 7 player of the match, and a 7.21 average rating. He got a 6.4 in the cup, but we played bigger teams, so that's not a big concern for me. But he's going to be a key player for us this year, and that is our transfer bit. So hoping I've kept this video under sort of 20 minutes. In terms of ours, Ricardo Driscoll has gone to Tivoli Gardens, and we lost Tyrell Hart to Folkestone. That's pretty much been the transfer business. I think I released a couple of guys, but of the players who really stand out as being released, Aziz Azuzi didn't really make it. Gilly Biavu wasn't going to get there either. All those other guys were kind of fringe players, so nothing big was lost. Tom Brewitt was valuable last season, but it's not very good enough at this level. I'm hoping he's found another club, because he does deserve to. He's gone to Gloucester. Good lad. So there we go. He's found a new contract, but yeah, he was never going to play this season for us. Anyway, let's just go through what's going to happen with the season preview and whatnot, so we know what we are aiming for, and we will set up for the game against Stevenage in the next episode. So we have got predicted 15th place, but I genuinely think we're better than 15th place. I think we can make the playoffs. This team should be good enough, but we're being told that 15th is our ceiling. But let's prove them wrong, because that's what we love to do on this channel, especially because I like to get a bigger job somewhere. I've applied for jobs all over the world and nothing has come our way, including a couple of jobs in China that felt interesting, but there we go, it wasn't to be. So we'll be back for this next game, or for this first game of the season that is coming up, against Stevenage at home, and hopefully we'll start the season off with a bang, and we can get a good run going so that we can, either chase promotion, get out of this division into the league, or get out of this club and into a higher league with a different one. So, with that being said, I think that's probably a great time to wrap the episode up. So, thanks for watching, guys. I have always been Chasing Lemmy. Don't forget, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. And until next time, stay safe and have a good one.